Some places on Earth hold more than just memories. They hold whispers, shadows, and things that refuse to die. From cursed islands and haunted asylums to castles filled with restless spirits, these are the 10 haunted places you should never visit alone. Turn down the lights, and let's begin. Number 10. The Stanley Hotel, USA. Deep in the Colorado mountains stands the Stanley Hotel, a grand, elegant building with a chilling secret. Its beauty hides something far darker. This is the hotel that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. Guests have reported hearing soft piano music drifting through the halls, even when no one is there to play. Laughter echoes from empty rooms, doors creak open by themselves, and late at night, footsteps can be heard pacing above, even when the floor above is empty. Stephen King himself stayed in room 217, where he dreamed of his young son running, terrified, through endless corridors. That nightmare became the birth of The Shining. Today, the Stanley still welcomes guests, its halls perfectly preserved, its chandeliers still shining. But those who stay the night often say the same thing. They checked in alone, yet woke up to whispers in the dark. Number 9. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. At the base of Mount Fuji lies a forest so quiet, it feels alive. This is Aokigahara, the Sea of Trees. To most, it's a place of stunning natural beauty, but to others, it's known by a darker name, the Suicide Forest. Its silence is unsettling. No wind, no birds, only the soft sound of your own footsteps. Locals say the forest is home to yurei, restless spirits trapped between life and death, forever wandering between the trees, calling to those who enter. Even compasses fail here. The magnetic field twists and turns like something alive. Those who step off the path often vanish without a trace. Search teams mark trees with red ribbons, but sometimes the ribbons lead nowhere. Visitors describe an unbearable pressure in the air, as if the forest itself is breathing, watching, waiting. Aokigahara is beautiful, but it doesn't want you to leave. Number 8. Poveglia Island, Italy. Between Venice and Lido, hidden behind a curtain of fog, lies an island with a past so dark, even locals refuse to speak its name. This is Poveglia, a place built on ashes. In the 1700s, it was a quarantine zone for plague victims. Those who showed even the slightest symptom were dragged here and left to die. When the plague returned, the bodies were burned, hundreds of thousands reduced to smoke and bone. They say the island's soil is more ash than earth. Centuries later, a mental asylum was built atop those graves. Patients whispered about screams coming from the plague pits below, and one doctor, rumored to perform horrific experiments, leapt from the tower, but some say he never hit the ground. Today, Poveglia is abandoned, its hospital collapsing, its trees twisted by the sea air. At night, fishermen still hear cries drifting over the water. The Italian government has banned all entry, and maybe that's for the best. Number 7. Eastern State Penitentiary, USA. Built in 1829, the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia was once a revolutionary idea, a place where prisoners could find redemption through silence and isolation. But solitude became madness. For decades, men were locked alone in tiny cells, their only companion, the echo of their own thoughts. Today, the prison stands as a museum, its walls cracked, its halls crumbling, yet the ghosts of its past never left. Visitors report hearing footsteps echoing behind them when no one is there. Guards have heard voices whispering names through iron doors, and deep within cell block 12, screams still echo from cells that have been empty for over a century. Even seasoned paranormal investigators refuse to go there alone. Some say if you listen closely, you can still hear the prisoners begging for freedom that never came. Number 6. Bhangarh Fort, India. Hidden deep in the Rajasthan desert stands Bhangarh Fort, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. The Indian government has officially declared it the most haunted place in India. According to legend, a powerful sorcerer fell in love with a princess who lived here. When she rejected his advances, he cursed the entire city in his final breath, that no one would ever live within its walls again. Soon after, a storm swept through the land, and the city fell silent overnight. Homes, temples, and markets were left exactly as they were, frozen in time. Even today, Entry is forbidden after sunset. Locals say strange lights appear in the fort after dark, and voices call out from the ruins, begging visitors to leave. Those who ignore the warnings are never seen again. The ruins of Bhangarh stand as a chilling reminder that some curses last forever. Number 5. Château de Brissac, France. In the heart of France's Loire Valley stands the Château de Brissac, a towering fortress so grand they call it the Giant of the Loire. By day, it's breathtaking. Chandeliers glitter, golden halls shine, and music once filled the air. But when night falls, the atmosphere changes. Locals say the Green Lady still walks these halls, the ghost of a woman murdered here centuries ago after a tragic affair. They say her spirit never left, and her sorrow lingers in every corridor. Guests who have seen her describe a tall woman in a green gown, her face pale, twisted, and unrecognizable. Some flee in terror, others stand frozen, unable to look away. Even the current owners admit, on quiet nights, they hear footsteps and the sound of someone weeping softly in the dark. So they do what anyone would do: they pretend not to notice. Number 4. The Island of Dolls, Mexico. Just south of Mexico City, hidden deep within the canals of Xochimilco, lies a place that few dare to visit. It's called La Isla de las Muñecas, the Island of Dolls. The trees here are covered with hundreds of decaying dolls, their faces cracked, their eyes lifeless. They hang from the branches like silent witnesses, swaying gently in the wind. The island's caretaker began placing them there after discovering the body of a drowned girl. He said her spirit never left, and the dolls were meant to keep her company. But soon, they started to whisper back. Locals claim the dolls move their heads and open their eyes at night. Some say they even speak in the voice of the little girl. And the caretaker? He was later found dead, in the same spot where he said he found her. They say her spirit was never alone. Now, neither are the dolls. Number 3. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. Deep in the heart of Transylvania lies a forest unlike any other, a place so strange it's been called the Bermuda Triangle of Romania. Visitors speak of glowing orbs floating between the trees and shadowy figures watching from the mist. Some say they hear laughter echoing through the woods when they know they're alone. At the center of the forest lies a perfect circle, a clearing where nothing grows, no trees, no grass, just bare earth, as if scorched by something not of this world. Electronic devices fail, cameras stop recording, and time itself seems to slip away. Those who've wandered too deep report losing hours they can't explain, and returning with a sense that something followed them home. Locals say the forest feeds on fear, and those who enter rarely come back the same. Number 2. The Tower of London, England. Standing on the banks of the River Thames for nearly 1,000 years, the Tower of London is one of the most haunted places in Britain. Once a royal palace, later a prison, torture chamber, and execution ground, its walls have witnessed centuries of betrayal, pain, and death. They say the ghost of Anne Boleyn, the doomed queen of King Henry VIII, still walks the corridors, her body dressed in white, her hands clutching her severed head. She's often seen in the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, where she was buried after her beheading. Guards tell stories of ghostly soldiers marching through walls, of screams echoing in the dead of night, and of children's cries echoing from the bloody tower, where 2 young princes were said to have been murdered. Even in daylight, the tower feels heavy, as if the air itself remembers the blood that was spilled. 1,000 years of power and death, and not even time has silenced its ghosts. Number 1. The Myrtles Plantation, USA. Deep in the heart of Louisiana, surrounded by moss-covered oaks and thick, humid air, stands the Myrtles Plantation, built in 1796 and often called one of America's most haunted homes. It's said to be built on top of an ancient burial ground and haunted by the restless spirits of at least a dozen souls. The most famous is Chloe, a former slave who was punished after poisoning the family she once served. They say she still lingers here, a woman in a green turban watching from the balcony as guests try to sleep. Visitors have seen her reflection in mirrors and ghostly figures standing behind them in photographs. Even skeptics leave uneasy, because no matter how beautiful the house looks by day, when night falls, something changes. The air grows heavy, the silence thickens, and everyone feels it, the presence of someone still watching. So, which of these haunted places would you dare to visit? From cursed islands to ghostly castles, these places remind us that the past never really dies. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because here on BrainBlow, we uncover the world's darkest secrets and the facts that will blow your mind.